All right, day 3 of EOG review. One of the things you have to do is find missing numbers for a table. Usually they give you multiple pairs that you can use. For this one here, I only gave one, so you got to use this right here. I have both a missing X value and a missing Y value. Let's start with the Y value. Who thinks they can give me the missing Y value? No, not the equation. Not looking for the equation. 7. So our missing Y value right here is 7. Okay? You follow the pattern that they're giving you. To go from X to Y right here, it was dividing by 6, so you would do the same thing with that 42. Now, what about that missing X value? No? 24. Since the X value is on the other side, we got to go the other way. If we're going the other way, we're doing the opposite. So opposite of dividing by 6, we're going to be multiplying by 6. So 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? Any questions on those? A lot of them actually are going to be even easier than that. It's usually what you're multiplying by, okay? The majority of the time it'll be you're going over and you're multiplying by the same amount. All right, we had some problems yesterday with some of the triangular prisms in a few of the classes. So let's give it a try. Let's see what we get. We have 5 shapes. You have to get the area for each of those shapes, add them up. Prime? Yeah, 103. So rectangles, length times width. This one's 32. The part that's sometimes maybe a little tricky is that 8's up there. This is 8, this is 8, this is 8 also. It's the same all the way down. So that means for our middle rectangle here, we got 3 times 8, so that's 24. Another 8 times 4, so that's 32. How do we find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. So 3 times 5 divided by 2 gives you 7.5. Then you just go ahead, like I said, add up all 5 shapes. And in this case, it gives you 103. All right. One of the other things that caused a bit of an issue would be when they don't necessarily give you all the numbers and you got to kind of fold it up and think about how it would look. We'll maybe do one of those next week or something again. Might see a triangular prism, might not. I would guess you see either a triangular prism or a pyramid at some point. Definitely going to see a rectangular prism. Definitely going to see a cube. Okay? Y'all got a little stumped on this one to start with too. We got an airplane traveling at a constant speed of 250 miles per hour. How far in miles will the airplane travel in 24 minutes? so the way this works, we got 250 miles per hour. So that's 250 miles in 1 hour, okay? What we're trying to find is our miles. It's asking how far in miles, so we're trying to find the miles. The other number it gives us is, right? So I have a proportion. I have a proportion that doesn't work though. Why does this proportion not work? Because it has hours and minutes, and we need the labels to match. So what can we do? Yeah, the easiest one to do is to change the hours. So if we get rid of the 1 hour and we change that to 60 minutes, that gives us a proportion we can do. 24 times 250 was 6,000. 6,000 divided by 60, we get you 100. Okay? Any questions on that? All right, nothing really for you to do on this one. Just want to show you when it asks for equivalent ratios. So we got 3 buses to 5 cars. So you'd have something like that. An equivalent ratio is going to simplify to the same thing. All right, so there's a couple ways you could do this. If it's asking you which one is the equivalent ratio, if it gives you something, let's say 30 to 50, that should be obvious, hopefully, but if it's not, you can do it 2 ways. The one way is you can do 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5 gives you 0.6, okay? If you do similar idea here, 30 divided by 50, guess what that gives you? Also 0.6. That means they're equivalent, okay? So that's one way. The other way you could do it is you can write them as fractions. And if you try to simplify the fraction on the calculator, it should simplify to the same thing. So this will simplify to 3/5. That makes sense? To me, just doing the division is probably a little bit quicker than having to mess with the fractions each time and simplifying them. All right, go ahead and do that one. Let's see who all was listening. We got a car traveling at 70 miles per hour. We want to know how far the car is going in 36 minutes. "42 miles is correct. We would have our 70 miles. I'm just going to go ahead and write it. It would be for 1 hour. We changed the hours to minutes. We got our 36 minutes. So that gives us the 42 miles. Okay? I'll do this one because I know it's a little hard to count squares. How do you find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. So from M to N is going from -3 to +3. So that gives us 6. L down to here is going from 5 or -5 to +4. So that's a distance of 9. So 9 times 6 is 54, divided by 2 gives you 27. Okay, you just got to remember area of a triangle and then kind of count the squares on those. As I said, I know from your seats, counting squares is not always the easiest thing. It's a little bit easier on a screen, and it's actually a whole lot easier with paper.